last time they fought, it happened in a week, so it was like super hot.
Yeah.
Everything kind of burned. If you booked this fight and you had 10 or 11 or 12 weeks, everybody would be super pumped because of who these guys are, the way that they interact, their fighting styles as well as their personalities. So just if you had a couple months to let it sink in, people would be pumped. But we also have 9 minutes and 12 seconds of them actually fighting.
Yeah, and it was awesome.
And it was awesome.
Here we go! Southpaw against Southpaw.
The big things for me with Nate was that he was ready and prepared for what Conor brought. Mm-hmm. Conor wasn't ready and prepared for what Nate brought. Conor expected Nate to just not be able to take his power, no one can, and then that's it. Nate knew what Conor was bringing, not just technically and physically, but mentally. Nate had seen how Conor had broken past opponents. He had seen what he had done to Dustin, to Chad, to Aldo, and he knew what he was doing because he had tried to do it himself to other guys. He knew the tactic, and he was ready for it. He was prepared for it. He knew it wouldn't work on him. That was a big part of that first fight. Even in the first press conference, he knew, you're going to talk some shit, I'm going to talk some shit back.
If Nate Diaz fought all the way through the first 7 or 8 minutes at 7, I'm just arbitrarily going to say 7, and Conor tried to fight at 9.
Yeah.
Push. 9 eventually gets you to 8, eventually gets you to 7. And the second you get to 6, you're moving that way. It's hard to go. Nate can take it up.
Yeah, he did.
So he didn't just slow down slightly beneath him. He had stuff in the tank to head upwards.
Yeah.
And that's part of that panic.
Yeah.
That's part of what created that psychological panic. I'm hurt. He's coming on, and I don't have enough energy to do it.
And before that, he's been taking my heavy shots, and he's still there. And
now I'm weaker.
Yeah.
Now I'm weaker and more tired.
Yeah.
So that panic mode, I think, was he was blasted in the head and he was hurt. But I think it was the panic of, oh shit, it's going up, I'm going down, I don't know what to do, and your brain panics.
And plus, and this is a big part of that, he wasn't expecting to have to go to that place. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're expecting to have to go to that place, then it's easier to get through it. He was expecting to go in and just first round the guy.
Yeah.
Just land that big shot. Didn't expect to have to dig deep. That's, to me, the key point. Nate knew it so well, and he knew the moment to kind of turn it up a little bit. And that's like what we were talking about earlier with the conditioning and being able to push past those. He can recognize when the other guy maybe is starting to go down. And it's not just that he does it; he lets you know that he's doing it too. With the talking and the body language and everything, he's letting you know I'm stepping it up now, and you can't handle me. I'm recognizing that you're flat here. Started slapping him even more, talking to him even more. Hands were out.
Just in general, fighting somebody that you fought before, win or lose, how it went down, is that different, and how is that different?
It is different because there's so many factors at play that you have to acknowledge them to get to the point where it's not different anymore. But you have to acknowledge those things. So I think a good way of looking at these rematches is through the attribution theory, which is basically, it's a motivation theory where people try to explain the past, and how they explain what happened to them in the past shapes how they see going into the future. And that's really obvious when you have a rematch where you've been in there with the same guy and now you're matched up against him again. So how did the winner attribute their success? How did the loser, what did they attribute their failure to?
But Conor will make a ton of adjustments. Do you think Diaz will?
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah,
I think he
too.
will. Like, that's one of the big things for him that he needs to, because I'd like to think he's, from a Nate Diaz perspective, from his, like, if you're part of that team, you look at the fight and, like, you don't just look at the result, you look at the performance, because he did get hit with a lot of shots, you know, and the first round he would have lost that first round. Maybe he wants that thing of, you know, it'll take me a little time to get into the flow of the fight, which is part of his thinking with it, but he could have performed better, right? And there are things he could have used his advantages even better. Like, I've been thinking about previous rematches that have happened, where even Weidman Anderson, Weidman like made the adjustments with the leg kicks because he was prepared for them better, and that's why he won the second fight, was the way he checked that check that kick because he had been kicked a lot in the first fight. Nate can do the same. Like he can make adjustments to improve his own performance. So the shots that Conor was landing, or anticipate what Conor might do in this one, and he's even more prepared, more ready. Conor heading in has been very like we can all see it. We can all see the adjustments that he's made with his training and the approach that him and Coach Kavanagh have made in terms of bringing in bigger guys to spar with. That was something that Nate was mocking him in the first fight.
Who are you training?
So he's made adjustments, preparing specifically for fighting Nate Diaz, which has not been the traditional way of that they've approached fights before. So that's different. So the taking him lightly, that's immediately gone now because he just beat you. So you can't have that anymore.
Yeah. And so there are challenges for both men.
Both men have new challenges,
Yeah.
completely new challenges compared to the first fight. Like literally completely new challenge. Nate was coming in nothing to lose, going to get a good payday, no real expectations. This is a fun fight for me. Going up against Conor. Now Nate Diaz is a superstar, expectations, full camp.
He wasn't having Twitter beefs with Justin Bieber before this fight, but now he's a guy at that level. Yeah,
and Conor's got the opposite. Coming in, he was untouchable. Now it was finished in the second round, so he's got to deal with that. He's got to face a guy who he knows can beat him because he beat him. There's all these different things that he's never had to face before either. So it's a completely different psychology going into the rematch.